Beep boop. Bop,
Almost
boop,
timed
bop.
it right. Little delayed. That's okay though. So let's see. Looks like I'm coming through fine. Looks like you guys are coming through fine, but make some noise just in case. Nice one. Amazing timing, Travis.
Oh, there it comes.
Literally just went live. Welcome. I think you're muted.
Hi,
Oh,
welcome
hey,
live
Travis.
audience. My life is exhausting.
I see that the chair that was in the living room is now in your office right behind you.
Yeah, don't talk to me about it. Packing is fun.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Why did you even buy a house, Travis, if it was this much work? Come on.
I mean, my rent was going to increase by $400, so.
Jesus.
That's
We all saw Jess
Yeah,
Travis, be quiet. I'm waving at your wife.
I understand. Yeah, my rent was going to go up by $400, so I said, you know, it'd be cool not doing that.
Boo boo.
That's ridiculous.
And a yard, as Jessica says. And also, like, you know, hopefully assets.
Home ownership.
Yeah, so today was just picking out paints, and well, we picked out paints and then going and getting them, and apparently they don't have all the paints there, so they have to like go through these swatches. I'm sure everybody cares about this. Hello, audience.
Welcome to the homeowner stream.
They have to go through these swatches because like apparently Lowe's has a different collection in store than they do out of store, so they have to match that somehow. So they had to like match my color to their colors. So it's fun.
That sounds like
What
a
color did you go with?
I went with deepest mauve for the living room.
Is that what it's called? Deepest mauve? Not deep mauve.
It's
deepest.
deepest mauve. The bedroom is luxurious red.
The mauve can go no deeper.
I know. What was the other one? There was Wisteria and Storm Cloud, a ginkgo.
I don't think you can say that.
No, just Mystic. Sure, whatever.
What about Just Hail?
Just Hail. Is that a real color?
Kelly
sure it
Green.
This all just truly sounds like real.
You should paint your house
Chartreuse.
poo brown.
Pooh Brown. You already seen the color of my house. It is Misty
It always
Isle.
brings back to poo with you, doesn't it?
It's important. Also, audience, if you haven't seen the our wonderful DM Logan came up with a great montage.
Oh, that's gonna come later, Travis.
No, yeah, he hasn't posted yet, Travis. We're gonna watch it together and live react.
Oh, we're gonna live.
Well, I don't know if we're gonna live. I mean, I guess
We're
we
gonna
could.
go, haha, we're so funny. Haha.
Haha, laugh with us. Please clap.
Yeah, the editing really got me. It like cut off before the bits went on too long. It was great.
Yeah.
What do you mean? The bits never go on too long. We're hilarious.
Yeah.
Our comedic timing is incredible. We've never done a bit too long.
There's definitely some times where I was watching it and I was like, oh, there's the us doing us things where it's like the joke already finished, but we're just laughing along to ourselves for like 5 minutes straight.
Jacob, we went on for like 12 minutes about JFK and spaghetti.
Yeah, that was hilarious. All of it.
You know what?
Subscribe
Yeah,
to
you're right.
Logan's Patreon to hear
Yeah.
our incredible JFK and
There's
spaghetti bit.
Discourse.
Good to see our behind the scenes streams, you know.
Where we
Behind the
just
stream?
talk about
The Steam
JFK and
streams?
spaghetti and awesome
the
stars.
We get into the real issues.
Well, anyway, thank you for anyone who is here at the moment or who may appear in the future, who is here and lurking. Emily's here. Andy was here for a brief moment. I saw his name.
Yeah, I did see Andy as well.
It's just gonna be very chill. It's gonna be a relaxed session. We're just gonna sit and talk. Of course, all the usual ads and things, Patreon, DMs Guild, etc. Jacob, thank you for that tier 1 gift sub to Shay, and it's fun that you just did that because Shay was the first person who I was an editor for. And I edited an adventure of his that got published on the DMs Guild, and I just finished editing an encounter for his that's going to get published on the DMs Guild in the Encounter Writing Workshop sort of anthology. So
Nice.
Shay is very good people. Shout outs to Shay. But yeah, all the normal ads, and at the break or just at some point, if we want to do a live watch of our own jokes, we're more than welcome to do that.
I mean, we should play it, but we shouldn't live react to it.
I was gonna. It'll be during the break, whenever we decide to take a little pee potty break as a group. It'll play. I made a fun little montage of all of our fun clips that we had on hand.
Do like a mystery science theater format, you know?
Yeah. What we do is you gotta Photoshop all of our heads down the bottom. And we're just like, haha! Remember when I did that?
Just like that.
Yeah, some director's commentary over our bit.
Mystery Science Theater is like so fucking funny.
Hot take.
Is that a hot take?
That would be kind of a fun thing to do, though, is to like get instead of like an after dark thing, like get 2 or 3 of us to sit down and rewatch a VOD and live comment and be like, "Oh, I hate this."
No, that would be. I would hate that.
That'd be torture.
Like, why'd I say that? That was stupid.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel like editing any VODs or putting all those clips together. I'm like, God, I hate everything I say.
It really depends on the one, because some days I'm like, yeah, I really brought it that day. Good me. And then sometimes like, God, bad jokes.
Yeah. The prop comedy bit, I was just like, good one, Carson.
So Carson, the one where it was the if you shake it twice, you're playing.
Yeah,
with yourself.
that was one of the ones where it went on for like.
That was because
a little too long.
That was one of those times I made a bad joke, and so I cut my bit out. So then it was a full like 45 seconds of just us laughing, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep it in. So it just makes Carson look really funny.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh man, so yeah, this stream is just going to be us talking and asking questions about the campaign because there's still a lot left unanswered. It can be just basically about anything except for maybe the Dale Cure stuff that will be upcoming. Carson, you're holding up a finger?
Yeah. Well, I got one. If you wanted to do a more extensive intro.
Oh, no, that's about it. Just let your questions rip. I might have some questions for you guys. You can ask questions of each other. I even wrote down your Bob one-shot character names in case I thought of questions about them.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm sure I will.
So, my opening question is...
Doing the fucking hand raises.
What the fuck was Keena Button's deal?
What the fuck was Keena Button's deal?
Oh, that was gonna be one of my
How
questions.
did she fit into all this?
So as a reminder, Keena Button was a member of the Arum, and at one point she was also in contact with one of the victims of the house killer, Ithranel. So they went to speak with her and found her speaking with Ithranel already. Also, they found out that she was a gnome woman who was also a vampire. So the way she factored in was she was powerful in that she sort of had control over the vampire community of Little Barovia, and basically all of Sharn. And Ithranel thought that would be quite the asset. So effectively what Ithranel did with the Order of the Alley and sort of conscripted them to be like guards for her and spies for her, Ithranel was essentially trying to do the same with vampires. So you could have very well been engaging with vampires the whole time instead of shadow monks. But that was proven difficult because vampires are insightful, and Keena Button kind of saw what Ithranel was doing, and Ithranel was doing her thing of like, if you help me, I'll help you. I can get you, I can speak to whoever I need to get you power in Sharn and bring vampires to their rightful place in the city and get them like their own representation, all this kind of stuff. And so that was kind of what Keena was sort of dealing with. She wasn't on board with it, but the prompt was very tempting.
All right, well, good for her for sniffing out Ithranel's duplicity.
Mm-hmm.
Or bullshit, if you will.
There you go.
As a interruption, slightly, I'm sending y'all the initial sketches from the artist, minus
I know.
one person
Oh,
who
I know.
needs slight alterations.
Built my
Who's
dust.
who's the one person?
Unfortunately, the artist wasn't
Alan.
quite able to make your character, Carson. So I'm trying to work with him about maybe, or them, about maybe changing like the description a little bit, or just sending like the reference art or something to give them a little bit more something. I don't know.
I sent like 12 references. I don't see the problem.
Some artists find a lot to be more than they can handle sometimes.
That's fair.
Did they like my references?
I will send you what they. I'll send you what they sent me.
It's just
Alright.
pictures of a cow.
I'm in love with mine so far.
Carson's
That's
sitting
so
there
cool.
thinking,
Sorry
oh,
to
must
get-
be nice.
Sorry, got derailed. I'm elated right now.
For
That's so
people at
cool.
home, we're getting character art for our second campaign. And so it's the first initial sketches are coming in, and everyone is psyched, except for Carson.
Yeah, I'm crestfallen.
Sorry.
Like, legitimately. I'm having a bad time right now, folks.
I'm sorry. If it makes you feel any better, you're completely frozen on my screen and just drinking a beer along with Jacob.
No, he's fine for me.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah. If it makes you feel any better, mine looks really cool.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Carson, I've got a question for you.
Yeah. hit
What's
me with it.
Bob's favorite activities to do with his kids on
Did
the
you
weekend?
Did you answer the question?
Yeah.
The last question? Oh, I'm sorry. I got really distracted by Travis's fucking sending me
Peanut
shit.
butter
Sorry.
question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Like 3 minutes.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, it was
yeah.
a
I'm sorry.
full explanation.
It's Travis's
Yeah.
fault.
It is.
Well, huh.
Yo, that's dope.
I don't know. I want to base it on like real world dad activities, but are there any? I guess. Wait, what are I guess attractions in Sharn? Like outside of like bars and clubs and stuff. If what would be like kid friendly attractions?
They're probably kid-friendly movie theaters. There's also varieties of parks.
Kids Museum?
That one. Do you say this? Oh, kids museum. They said space museum. I was like, I mean, maybe. Probably some petting zoos from that one Dragon Mark house that the Mark of Handling. And also probably sort of how there's the whatever the name of that bar is that you guys went to for your first ever case, where there was like a Warforged bar that has like games. Basically, Warforged Chuck E. Cheese. I'm sure there's like an actual Chuck E. Cheese in Sharn somewhere, run by mouse
Chuck E.
shifters.
Cheese is ubiquitous across the
Yeah.
multiverse.
It's not the. It's in the cogs.
Yeah.
Dragon Eye.
No.
No, it had a big dragon on it. Trying to remember.
Bullwinkles.
Anyway,
The Cog Carnival. I didn't
Cog
even
Carnival.
find it, and I remembered it.
Okay, I'm gonna say with his daughter, who is at the current time, I think in her early to mid-teens, and is entering that rebellious phase of just like, my parents are embarrassing and I hate the fact that they exist. Still holds like a kind of self-loathing love for bird watching with her dad. And with the younger kid, the son, whose name I have somewhere,
Sport.
yeah,
Champ.
Sport Champ Chief. It's it's all about arcade games. Like I feel like there's one arcade game that Bob is like freakishly good at, like to the
You're
point where
muted,
the
Jacob.
top.
It
the top,
has
like-
to be skee ball. It has to be skee ball.
Yeah, Bob is a skee ball savant. Like, I don't.
As soon
know
as
if
you said that, I'm like, it's gotta be. It has to be
Yeah.
skee ball.
I don't think they have it in our meager reality, but in that reality, they definitely have like scoreboards for skee ball, and the top 10 at their favorite location is all Bob.
It's all Bob.
It's all B.O.B. baby.
808.
Yeah,
It's all coming up B.O.B.
Yeah.
baby.
fully when Bob like, I mean, I guess now when Bob has his kids for the weekend, but before then and he can spend time with them, is just like fully. He's the kind of dad who'd go in and just drop like $150 on like tokens and just be like, we're gonna spend all day here.
It's like your racetrack. Like,
Yeah, it's like betting it all on the ponies, except there's no chance of you making money, and
you might
Yeah.
win some AirPods for the next time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's like a deluge of little like stuffed, like cheap stuffed animals and prizes and stuff from this arcade that Bob has just stacked. Fat stacks of the cheapest like made down in the cogs, clearly. Like state fair level stuff if in his son's room. But yeah, I'm gonna say bird watching and skee ball.
People. I love it. All right. You guys got another question for me?
I feel like Austin probably has a question, or Austin or Carson again.
I'm looking through my notes right now. Huh, well,
Same
I
idea.
found the place where Donovan was introduced, so that's fun.
Oh no.
Down, hang on.
And you guys roasted some mercenaries on the street.
Yeah, we did do that. How did, maybe we covered this, but how did Ithranel initially contract Gavin Sim?
So I think it was mentioned at one point that Ithranel had a tie to the tyrants.
Mm-hmm.
So then ended up like in passing throughout her time hearing about them. She was also a street performer at one point. I probably became passingly familiar with them. But then when things unfolded, it was sort of a thing of just cashing in all of her favors at once. And using whatever money she could gather, hired them for like the first set of things in sort of that vein of, it'll be your greatest performance. You want to do this. This will be great, better than everything you've ever done. And so basically just sort of cashing in everything that she could to sort of put it into their hands and watch it from a distance.
Nice.
And then sadly turned on them.
Yeah.
I think we already went over this, but for me and the viewers, what did the list, like the numbers, mean on that? Because now we went over that. I just couldn't remember exactly what the code that she had meant.
The numbers, Mason.
The numbers, Mason.
That is literally what the heading of that section of my notes is. The number of Mason. What do they mean?
I'm sure that's what it is in my notes too. Let's see. Let me go back.
My cat is curled up in a fort behind me. That mound of blankets, my cat is in there somewhere. He's snuggled.
Waffles.
Let's see. It was ordered by sort of level of trustworthiness, sort of level of loyalty, level of weakness, how easily they can be manipulated, and then how much money or resources they have put toward it for now.
You said the
And
third column was how easily they can be manipulated?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like higher or lower is better?
I believe, let me check. Maybe I have that reversed. Nope, I did have it reversed. So it's not necessarily. I might have flipped that around. So, how trustworthy you are, sort of your loyalty to her, and sort of weakness in her eyes. So it's almost combined into one thing. And then the third one is sort of her fear of if you found out.
And
yeah,
what did we all have on that again?
For the third column?
Lower on each of those was like was lower, like the lower you are, like if you had one, then she was like the most, like you were the most loyal, or like she was the most afraid of you finding out, kind of thing.
The higher it is in the second column, the more like loyal she viewed you, or potential to be swayed by her. So for example, Barrett Madani had the highest in that, but all you guys had very low numbers in that. And then for the third column was sort of almost fear of you, of if you found out. She ranked Baron fairly high just because of all of his ties to the various magical organizations. But she clearly did not have much fear at the time toward Varian and Cornelius, or even Wendelin. She didn't have too much fear toward.
Well, what was my ranking on that list?
30 out of 50.
Killian was.
She was a little afraid.
Killian was 50 out of 50.
Well, yeah.
Spike was 40 out of 50. That's
well, the thing is, I feel like with Killian, you know, is a member of the law, and
yeah,
I feel like, but the thing is with Spike will fucking cap a bitch.
And those
you
also,
should be afraid of.
I was a 14.
What was learned a bit later is that Killian and Spike were both soldiers, and so was her husband, and that sort of put them in the spotlight.
Was 50 like up or
yeah, like
down?
the maximum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that kind of put them more at risk of, or put them more in the chance of finding out.
Gotcha. Because they may have just like they may have known who he was at some point or something like that. Gotcha.
Feared.
Trying to think of what else we didn't get a chance.
And I guess that also translates into like how connected she was to you all as well. As far as, you know, yeah.
I have a question,
Sure.
a super important question. So when we were doing our new hires one shot, who was that necromancer guy?
Oh, the two parents?
No. The guy that we literally like walked up on him in the. We walked up on him while we were in the crypts looking around, and he was like talking about necromancy, and we were pretty much like, yeah, if you use it for good reasons, it can't be bad. Like healing magic is technically necromancy.
Yes.
Oh yeah, what did he end up doing?
Who was that guy?
Let me check.
Logan's like, let's make up some reason.
I don't
why this
remember who
hurt
that
me."
was. That was Joe the necromancer. Oh, bye, Travis.
See you, Travis.
Welcome back, Travis. You're muted, Travis.
No, I'm not.
Not anymore. Forehead.
Are we?
Literally, the only note I had about that encounter is a spellcaster is quote-unquote spending time around the crypts as they are considering the pros and cons of necromancy.
Okay. Well, he wasn't important then. I thought this was somebody important. To the other
he
case.
wasn't like, you know, full-blown necromancy. He was literally just there to be like, I mean, do these corpses have value? Like, what is resurrecting them? Is it really that bad?
Right.
Like,
I guess my second question, and I guess you probably won't be able to answer it. It'd be more of a question for like you and everybody else. Is I kind of want to know, when the massacre at Death's Gate happened, that when Rays killed all those people, what were our like were any of our new hires characters like around when that happened?
Probably. I can because doesn't Julian he have a
Yeah.
shop near there? Probably would have witnessed, but would probably more seen, like there was more danger about it than to like jump in. So would have been there and probably would have witnessed it, but would not have been harmed.
I guess my last question involving the new hires thing is that did we miss anything in the new hires arc that was like could have been relevant to the main case? Like did we have any weird moments where we were like around something that would have meant literally nothing to us, but was relevant to the other case?
Not particularly. I think I tried to keep as much of it separate so as not to cross the streams too much, except sort of the bonus scene at the very end of that doctor finding the hidden dragon mark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most other things were fairly individual, and then of course finding out that Donovan's daughter's boyfriend does drugs in the graveyard of the city.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's funny.
How goth.
Oops.
How punk.
No, he's not goth. He's a fucking Chad. fucking
It's
fucking
2021, Jacob. Chads can be goth.
No, we have very clear and distinctive lines. He wasn't goth. He's not cool enough to be goth, Carson. His name is probably like
agree to disagree.
His name is like Chet.
His name's Jiminy.
Jiminy.
I don't even
Chet
know if I ever
Jiminy.
gave him his name. I think I really just referred to him as her boyfriend in all of my notes.
That's his one defining trait.
Basically.
Good. She's the best thing that's ever happened to him or ever will happen to him.
What a good dad.
If I ever met him, I'd be like, "All right, NPC, get out of my house."
Is Donovan the kind of dad who would intimidate the paramour of his offspring?
I think we
No.
talked about this at one point because you had the opportunity a few times.
No, I just let him know that I was there. I wasn't gonna be like, "I'll kill you," because that's weird. I don't have ownership of her body. She's her own person.
All right then.
That's how dad should be.
I mean, yeah. So, I have a question
Sure.
for Austin
Oh.
and Logan, perhaps. Who is Cornelius' patron?
I don't know.
Or what was Cornelius' patron?
So, from the way it sounded like, there, because with Cornelius being Kalistar, he has his quarry spirit, his dreaming spirit, and the way that it was made out is that basically he had two essentially that were essentially like fighting over who got him, pretty much.
Okay.
And there was the like the quarry spirit that I ended up siding with after a while, Ishara. Yeah, there's so many names that are similar to that. Who was like the old lady in the cozy little cabin, and then I never once met the other one. It was whatever, but the gist of it was that Cornelius just showed up in Sharn 10 years prior to the events of the campaign. Just he woke up in an alleyway one day wearing rags and was like, I have no idea who I am or why or how I got here or anything like that. Just woke up in a trash heap in an alley and then went from there. Just figured out that he had the ability to influence minds and speak to and project his mind out into the world around him. And so started realizing that, hey, I could use this to do these things and then to do certain things, and then it just kind of went from there. But never once did he ever know what the other entity was, because allegedly it is a dark dreaming spirit, kind of like, you know, the typical like light versus dark kind of thing, where it's like Ishara,
Kingdom Hearts.
His actual Corey spirit is Ishara,
Sora!
and then there's this external spirit
Cornelius.
that is trying to find a host, essentially.
Nice.
That is what Ishara told him, but whether or not that is the entire truth or not, who knows? Because the most that he has seen is in the dreams, the couple of dreams he's had, particularly during the first Halloween one shot, when he started seeing like the faceless, like crowd of faceless people that surrounded him in a vision that he had during that, and the dream that he had of a place that, if I remember correctly, here, let me black sand, black glass, rivers of lava, blood red moss, moving like it's alive, trees without leaves that have hanging limbs, curtains of slime hanging from branches, strange standing stones, sky overhead looks like stars and skies, stuff like that. But it was like creatures and things like that there. That is the closest, those are the closest two indications that he ever got to what his patron might have been. Or who.
Okay, that brings me to two correlated questions.
Okay.
I guess first off, I'll hit on this one. Is the Halloween one shot for 2020, is that canon?
Yeah, no, I also wanted to know that.
Because you said we woke up and some people remembered it and some people did
not.
And I was waiting for that to come back.
Was that just a foreshadowing of what's going to happen when the people come to take Travis's socks?
Wait, what?
His socks?
They're going to come steal Oleg's socks.
Is that what happens?
And suck on his toes?
Yeah.
They're big.
No, it can't.
Mouths.
It can't happen anymore because Spike's not here.
Wait, what?
Don't
Right.
remind me that Spike's not here.
Oh.
Spike sits at the foot of Oleg's bed every night, protecting his toes from nighttime intruders. I want a little cartoon of Spike to pop up and be like, "Fun Spike fact."
Old MTV special.
Yeah,
as far as the Halloween one shot being canon, canon being loose. Like, yes, some of you guys woke up with sort of this nightmare that you had the previous night, but you know, I don't necessarily talk to people about my nightmares that I have. So I'm just like, ooh, I don't want to think about that anymore. And you know, maybe you talked about it to someone, be like, weird, I had one that was similar, but I imagine that after enough time, you kind of forget bits and pieces. So you're like, I think that might have happened in the dream, but it was all just a dream.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay. Well, my second question is, was Cornelius's choice to side with that patron, or that part of the patron, over the other? Was that why Squinch went bye-bye?
Yep.
User.
That's why Squinch was replaced with Doc, who didn't get as much screen time as Squinch because it didn't happen for as long. But essentially, they were the way that it seemed like they were the same person, just two sides of a personality, two sides of the coin, and that because I was leaning closer to my natural Corey spirit, that side started to come out, because every so often, like Logan pointed out, every so often, like little detail, that it always seemed like Squinch was trying to force his way out of whatever personality of Doc. But because I was leaning harder into the original Corey spirit, he was finding it more difficult to do that.
Oh, it was like when SpongeBob became normal.
Sure.
When Squinch became normal.
Yeah. Sorry if that was a deep cut for you in the Twitch chat.
Austin, do you want an actual sort of little bit deeper dive into Cornelius's past, or do you want to kind of leave it up to where it's left? and let him be.
I don't know. What is the likelihood that we'll ever play these characters again? Aside from the Delkir thing.
Probably unlikely except for maybe the occasional like one shot or something, but you're also devoting a shitload of resources to try and like figure it out.
I'll take it.
And you've got some well-connected friends.
I'll take it.
I think it'd be cool if we came back for like a level 21 shot or something.
Varian just reverses time and
Yeah, Varian is a like arch wizard with
Bro,
the
we're missing
powers.
One Piece.
Yeah.
Did someone say
One Piece?
so
Sharn Nights, Days of Future Past.
Oh my god.
So Austin, I guess everyone. There are sort of two sides to the dream world, as you expect. Good dreams and bad dreams. Kalishtar are beings that sort of have a connection to the good dream world. Good spirits, benevolent spirits, which provide them their sort of insight and natural magical capabilities. But then the bad dreams can also inhabit people, but less genetically and more forcefully, like a warlock. These dreaming dark entities, as they are called, almost reign supreme on the continent of Sarlona. Now, I don't know if you can imagine with me, Sharn is at the very sort of bottom portion of the entire continent of Corvair, which is massive. Sarlona is an entirely different continent on the other side of the world. Sarlona is ruled by people called Inspired, which are people possessed by dreaming dark spirits. Cornelius comes from one of those nations, a very small community that performs a certain ritual to determine who their next inspired leader will be. By thrusting this person into a essentially magical gateway, they sort of open them up to accepting a dreaming dark spirit. However, Cornelius comes from a line of Kalishtar who have experienced this same thing in this community. Not everyone in that community is a Kalishtar, but Cornelius just happened to be. And so when he was thrust into it, he was essentially gifted his Kalishtar quarry spirit, but then also was injected with a dreaming dark spirit and was sort of thrust somewhere else into the world to sort of go through trials and tribulations and make the choice to accept the dreaming dark. If you recall, Austin, there were a few before you, few Kalishtar.
Ishara, and then Ishara's spirit when she was mortal was Wolfira Martin, the woman I read about in the archives during the first time we went to the Aurora Gallery.
And she became an actual inspired and chose the dreaming dark, evil side of things, and went back to rule. So Cornelius chose to be himself and be a Kalishtar instead of being a ruler of evil dreams. Yeah.
What about Vlad the Fence?
Oh, he's just a Kalishtar. He's just a cool dude.
Okay.
What do you want to know about him?
Oh yeah, I was just wondering where he fell into that dreaming.
Well, most Kalishtar
Eternal
are not
battle.
part of that group.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes Dreaming Dark will, butt heads with some Kalishtar. Like, for example, the group that Cornelius has met, where it's sort of this religious organization that fights evil, they will bust up against Dreaming Dark sometimes. But Cornelius was a unique one that sort of ended up with both in his system.
Very cool.
Ooh. Anyway, sorry, I thought of my brain.
Well, I need a toilet cat.
Is it time to play the video?
I think it might be time to play the video.
Roll the clip.
I don't know if anyone is here, but I made a little thing. It'll play in the VOD. It's a fun little clip montage, and I'm gonna go toilet cat. I'm gonna roll the video, and get a refill. And so I hope you all enjoy. It's very dumb, but it made us laugh, so that's all that matters. So we'll be right back in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Alan. Before we,
Hey.
well, I mean, like, if we start, we start.
I
But
just said okay. Like we literally.
Are you gonna, Travis? Are you gonna post the art in chat?
I was gonna ask Alan if he was okay with his art being posted or if he wanted something else.
Oh, like right now?
Yeah, we were gonna look at
in
each
our
other's.
yeah, in the Discord.
Yeah, no, not for the greedy viewers, just for
Alan,
us.
you named your character Norm?
Yeah.
I love it. In honor of Norm
um,
Macdonald.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
You don't have to, Alan.
Yeah,
If
no,
you
it's
wanna-
fine.
Okay, cool.
What's it short for?
Norman.
Norman
Norm
Osborn.
Matthew.
It was a joke. What was his last name that I said?
It was a joke.
Literally the whole time I asked him information in chat, I was just cracking up. He legitimately would send me a new picture, and I
Oh
couldn't.
yeah, his last Norm Alphala,
Alphala?
like normal fella.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Alan, you're gonna make me commit a crime.
Okay. I'm gonna put this in. Is there a lock chat? There is a lock chat. Cool.
Well, there's 10 people here. Thank you for
Okay.
being here. I hope you enjoyed the compilation video I made today. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, it was so good.
I toiled many hours
Uh,
and days and weeks on.
Be sure to give that a like and share it with your friends.
Legitimately extremely funny.
Once now that I've gotten the thumbs up from everyone, it will be up on my YouTube, and I will be sharing it all across social media and posting some individual clips here and there because they're fun. And also, you may notice we're missing one person today. That's because it is Xavier's birthday.
And he wanted to spend it with people he likes more than us.
That's not true.
I assume he's with his
That is-
family.
Yeah, he hates them.
So everyone, wish
Swung
Xavier
hard in the
happy-
other direction, didn't we, Alan?
wish Xavier some happy birthdays in the chat and on his social media, and on his Twitch channel. And
Share on Twitch. Please send him pictures of a kumquat. Don't ask why, just do it.
you just like
I
saying
will
kumquat,
keep
don't you?
That in mind.
I don't love
Send
it.
him picture of various gourds of various shapes and sizes, and explain. Provide no context.
Heard.
Send him a picture of a gourd with the comment that just says, "If you know, you know."
If we had a wider reach, you would be absolutely fucking his feed right now.
I'm getting ready for a stream to really take off, so I can
Yeah.
exploit the small bit of clout we have.
It's already going to his head.
Yeah, we went from 10 viewers to 6, so
I said kumquat, and they were like, "I gotta get out of here."
Those bots were looking for more information, and they were just like, "This is not the place. They don't need cars
This is
extended
not-
warranty."
This is not what we wanted.
No algorithm could explain this.
Truly incalculable.
To get back into it, I've got a question to really set the stage for the second half of this. Travis, I've got a question about Morel.
Morel.
Yeah.
Do I even remember anything about that character? Let's
Did
find
you
out.
intentionally name him after Hitler's personal doctor?
Hell no, I did not. No.
Okay.
That's so hilarious.
Oh God, I'm gonna throw up.
Hitler's
Jesus
personal
Christ.
physician's name was Morel.
No, it is not.
He would-
Don't do
No
this to me.
fucking
And
way.
why?
And why did you
And
do that?
how?
Travis,
They're
what is
gonna-
wrong with you?
Travis is gonna have to give his character the Overwatch treatment. It's not called
No.
McCree anymore. It's called something else.
I legitimately named him after a fucking mushroom. Like,
What do you think the mushroom's named after, Travis?
Yeah,
Do your research.
you got to do
Theodore
research, bro.
Morel.
Oh my god.
Even though he was definitely a terrible person, he also kind of he kind of led
Kind of
to
what?
Hitler's downfall. So I mean, you know.
Morale, my
Can't
character.
wait for you guys to meet my silly little name, Pol Poff.
My silly little gnome.
I can't wait for you to meet my man Christopher Columbus.
Oh no.
Oh, the director of Home Alone?
Yeah, that's him. That's
Wow.
him.
Okay,
Carson,
now I've
which
got
one
a
of those is the
question.
pose?
Hey, Alan. You started this
Yo, yo.
campaign with Wendelin, and you sort of ended the campaign with Killian. And I remember when
Yeah.
you made Killian, you kind of immediately realized, oh, this is going to be hard playing a lawful character, because I don't think you have a lawful role-playing bone in your body.
Nope.
So which was your favorite to play? Because you almost played them for
Oh,
about
man.
equal time. One was for about 14, 15 sessions. The other one was for about 20-ish.
That's true. Yeah. I think I enjoyed. I had a lot more fun with Wendelin, but I had a lot more. I like the challenge of Killian.
It was a challenge.
Just trying to remember to be that guy that like is trying to follow the rules
A narc.
and yeah.
Nerd.
There was one
Point and
clip
laugh at
that
the
didn't
funny
make
narc
it.
owl.
There was a clip that didn't make it into the compilation because it got cut off too short, so I'll have to revisit it later. But it was the one of the last sessions of Killian asking Oleg, "How many guns do you have at home?" And Oleg asking, "Working or not working?" And he said, "Yeah, any of them." And then Oleg said, "Is this the law asking?" And then Alan said, "You will not be, you will not be charged for any crimes based on this." And Oleg says, "Yeah, it sounds like the law is asking." Oh man!
fucking god.
Oh yeah, but I think it
Is
was
this
really
the
fun,
law?
like, adding a cop.
It
into
definitely
everything.
shook up the balance because I mean, to flash back to the early half of the campaign, Varian was probably the most like goody of the party. Like everyone would be like, "Yeah, let's shoot up the place," and Varian would be like, "Well, you know, what if we
I am
don't?"
anxious.
Yeah, like actually.
Perhaps we could give it some more thought.
Yeah, but then Killian came on the scene, and Varian's just like, "Yeah, let's just fucking do it. We got to get this
Yeah.
information. We need to do whatever we need to do."
That's true. By the end of it, Killian was just like, I'm not. This is not. Why is this happening? Like by the end, Killian felt like they were just a wreck. Honestly,
I think Killian was like, it's better if I just try not to know what's happening.
I think that within literally like an hour of being with this group, Donovan was like, "All right, so we're just rolling with it," because like he's not a very like he's like very middle of the road when it comes to like figuring things out. But it was like as soon as I started doing stuff, then I was like, "Oh, so we're just gonna like we're gonna do some illegal things. That's just what we're doing." And I'm like, "All right." And his thing was like, as long as we don't like go around just killing everybody, I don't really care that much.
Yeah.
I don't respect the law. Who cares?
Yeah, Oleg, not just going around killing everybody.
yeah. Why would we do that? I don't know.
I do have a question. If
Yeah.
if we're done with this,
Yeah.
what would have happened if I did not heal Ithernel? Would she have just been out? Would she have been dead? And this would have been a very different kind of case.
Yeah, it would have definitely. It would have depended on if you caught Rays at all, but
So, if things ended like they did, the only differentiating factor is that so Raze is still impaled, Ithernel is dead. Would we have had the same kind of success without her being alive?
so if she had not been restored, she couldn't have caused all the stuff in the Aurora Gallery. And Speak with Dead exists. So with enough time and enough
I
like
can cast it whenever I
pushing,
want.
you could cast it. but also knowing how she is, she would find ways, even in death, to sidestep anything. So ultimately, with a lack of funding from the King's Citadel and whatever else, it almost would have become a cold case as far as on the books. To you all, you would know, like, you know, the King and Queen are done. But otherwise, in the books, it would still be like, who is the infamous house killer? You know.
Okay, so
until
now
Donovan
I feel
starts his
good.
own paper, and then he'll write about it.
And okay, I just was curious how validated I should feel to bring her back, because I felt bad about that in that moment. I was like, that probably wasn't the best idea, but that was my thought process. That was my thought process, because it's just like, without the evidence of her being like, "Yep, I did it,"
Yeah,
and it would have been not as satisfying.
Meaningless.
And it was more lives lost. But then also, you know, like studying serial killer kind of stuff, like they could talk to her and, you know, learn from her. So, you know.
I have a related question.
Sure.
What all magic items did Ray's and her have on them? Like, what did they have?
Yeah.
I guess this is a two-part question. What did she have on her and Ray's have on them, magic item-wise, and what magical capabilities did the both of them have innately? Because I know Ray's had the thing where he could, like, bring spells to life, but I also know that Ithranel had some magic spell-casting capabilities as well, and we never really figured out what... She never really had a chance to cast anything, because we knocked her out.
Yes, hers was a lot of magical item enhancements, but there were a few almost sorcerer-esque abilities where it wasn't necessarily like she was magical, but it was sort of like her force of personality was powerful enough to essentially replicate spells.
Okay.
So a few things like Charm Person and whatever else. But besides that, she was pretty normy. Besides from a few more dexterous abilities from being a street performer and things like that. But she got stuff, her family, who owned a magic shop, would very occasionally come across stuff, and also because of her connection, she would come across stuff. And from her perspective, the thing that she really relied on there at the end was something that her mom had acquired sort of through the grapevine of trade in the city. I'm not going to go into too deep about this, but you may know where I'm going with this immediately. Rakshasas have sort of a new lore thing in Eberron, where there was a war between dragons and demons and Rakshasa armies with all these different degrees and tiers of Rakshasa. Were fighting dragons and things like that. And so, over the course of however many times, she ended up with a magical, essentially an artifact, a Rakshasa talisman, that her family had traded and sought out and acquired. For Ray's, because of the Mournland, the Day of Mourning, the magic had infused with the system, and so he already had an array of magic at his disposal that he could just willy-nilly cast, but he also gave him some magic resistance, too. And so then whenever he took Ithranel's pendant, it basically made him invulnerable to it. Because he knew he had to make his escape.
What was his plan? Like, was he just gonna run for it? Like, kill her and then just run for it?
I think to describe his plan, I need to describe what Travis dun.
Okay, yes, please. That was gonna be a question. I'm sure someone was gonna ask that.
So, in D&D, you can't plan for that many things. For something like this, I kind of had to get it down to a very sort of black and white kind of outcome. And then Travis had to go and dun. So throughout the night of you guys mingling around and breaking into the exhibits and talking to dragon-marked people, I was going to have, like I did, two of you in different intervals roll some d20s. Those went into a raise and an Ithranel column. It was essentially a straight contest for each one. Whoever hit 2 successes first, they won. We'll get to what that means. When Travis done, it took the outcome that had already been sort of determined and switched it to another one very last minute. And I think I even had you roll for that as well. The contest, essentially what happened was Ray's knew that this event was sort of a vulnerable point. There was a plan in place. He has been with Ithran long enough. He knew there was a plan in place. So he thought, that's when I can catch her off guard. I can get the truth from her. Because of what Cornelius had put that bug in his ear. That worm in his ear, as Oleg would say. And so he went there to confront her up in the rooftop garden. Conversation ensued, and as I said before, she had magic immunity, he has magic resistance. So their magics don't work on each other. So it boils down to just what they say, which makes them a strange couple. A normal couple in the end. And so the outcomes were, if Ray's won the conversation, won the argument, he would have convinced Ithranel to run away. And instead, you would have had to chase them to a skyship dock and stop them before they left Sharn for however long.
That's kind of rad.
That could have been cool.
That may have been the original one. If Ithranel had won the debate, the argument, she would have convinced Ray's that she had everything under control, that it was all good, that she was not manipulating him, that everything was all fine and hunky-dory. But she needed to move one last piece to really solidify it. And that piece was for him to go downstairs, trigger the event, and with all of those hidden assassins and him, slaughter everyone in the Aurora Gallery as a house killer stand. The middle ground, which was sort of like my back pocket just in case, which is what ended up happening, was he figured out what she was doing sort of mid-argument, lost his temper, and using just his sheer strength that his magic provided him, just with his war knife that Killian pinpointed, his soldiering knife from the war, and stabbed her quickly, cleanly, but also in a fit of rage and impulsively. And so, at that point, his plan was to fall back, get to either a hiding spot or get to a airship to leave Sharn.
Damn, that would have been really cool, to chasing them to a skyship thing.
Yeah, that would have been really cool, Travis.
I loved our
fuck you,
ending.
Travis.
I truly loved our ending.
I was just messing with you.
Yeah, I know.
I still have the numbers you guys rolled, like, jotted down. It would have been the escape to the airship. So essentially, you guys would have gotten up to the rooftop gardens, and either they'd be gone, or while you were downstairs, you would have seen them leave from the elevator, and like try to make a quick leave, or you guys would feel sort of the bubble of the top of the tower shatter as they go to make their escape, something to that effect. And then cue Oleg running to his sky coach to go pick everyone up.
Yeah, that would also have been ridiculous because we were kind of spread all over the place.
Yeah.
So it would have been a lot of...
And I think I may have mentioned this on the stream, but if not, there's actually a table in the Eberron book called Falling in Sharn, and it's what happens when you fall in Sharn. And it just so happened that the one I rolled for Spike, whenever Killian took the hand, severed the hand, was the falling on a statue or flagpole or something pointy. But there was a 1 in 8 chance that the same thing could have happened to Oleg and the same thing could have happened to Donovan. And just taken enough damage and splat. Done so.
Well,
That roll of a d8, man.
All of a d8.
it'd be like that.
The dice truly are storytellers.
And I don't know if you
They
guys
find
saw
a way.
on my YouTube channel, but I posted the VOD for the final session, and the title of it is just Spike. Because he fell on a... and his name.
You're a bad person.
I
Yeah.
thought it was good. I thought it's beautiful.
I was just like, oh, a fitting memory to our friend. And no, a pun.
It's both. I could have both.
You know what? Fair.
And
It's just
also,
a
if someone's
deadly
watching it, like,
premonition.
or going into it, they see it's called Spike, they're like, oh man, waiting for what's gonna happen to Spike.
Yep, waiting for what's gonna happen to Spike.
And he becomes a Warlock patron.
Yeah, it's great. Love it.
Or an Echo, or whatever Xavier chooses.
He goes to a farm upstate.
I. Oh. Ow.
Jesus.
I gotta ask, Carson, does Varian truly intend on planning a heist to get into the Moorgrave Vault?
I don't
don't
know.
know.
I feel like in the beginning, I had Varian as lawful good / neutral good,
Yeah.
kind of riding that line. And I think now it's progressed to neutral good / chaotic good. And I don't know. Yeah, I think he plans on doing a heist. I mean, like, what good is that piece doing sitting in a fucking dusty display box, or even worse, some
You
sort of
so.
like just back room? I can't put together the orrery of the Wanderer and bend time and space to my will to save people.
Yeah, it's a save.
Baron's just spinning the wheel of morality.
I know. He's like teetering on the edge of villainy. Right, that's all it would take is a little push.
Just one bad day.
I was very close to having Varian's parents have been invited to that.
Oh, you bastard.
Oh.
Bastard. I barely saved my shithead uncle.
I also thought about having Donovan's daughter be a student volunteer,
Oh boy.
Ooh.
interning with the
I-
campaign group.
That would have been a very different situation.
It definitely would have. And I don't
I
think
would
it
not
ever,
have gone to the roof.
it never came up, but actually, something that I was wanted to eventually bring up to instill a little fear during the campaign is in Ithranel's ledger. Your daughter's name was in there.
That never came up.
Yeah, it never came up.
No, it did not.
Good. My life is better because of it.
Oh man.
Well, that also would have definitely altered how I approached the last little bit.
Yeah.
Because I might have just brought her back and been like, don't threaten my family, and then clocked her and knocked her out again. And killed her myself.
I mean, that's about basically what happened with the reporter's hand. The hand of journalism.
The hand of journalism.
Hand of journalism.
Bigby's hand, but it's just,
That's what I should have called it. Yeah, I just reflavored it. The hand of journalism.
Or
Incredible.
or the Hand of Truth. Ayo, because
Ayo.
journalism.
Get bitch slapped by the
Fake
hand
news.
of truth.
Okay, any other questions from you guys? Other people's characters, campaign, secrets, NPCs that you miss or want to know more about?
Yeah, let me find some deep cuts.
Oh, because of the funky dreams that I was having.
Yeah.
It was made apparent to Cornelius that Wendelin and Virtue had been spying on him.
Yep.
Was that like they were following, keeping tabs on him, kind of thing, or was it because the whole thing was across the street and that operation was across the street from his office, and my spirit was trying to tell me that?
A little bit of both. Maybe not necessarily Wendelin and Virtue specifically, because Wendelin was kind of being kept tight with Ithranel for safety purposes. But Virtue, along with a lot of the Order of the Alley, were being used for reconnaissance.
Just
so it was a little bit of both, and it was also it was part of your subconscious helping you sort of link, like, hey, Wendelin and Virtue are similar to some degree. Like, it was just your gut telling you that, translating it into this dream. All right, now, what person, living or dead, from around which character want to go on date with? Describe your date. What are you all doing? Oh man, Daniel.
Oh Jesus.
Dame, Judi Dench, both of my characters.
Both of them.
Jesus
From our reality.
Like our character from our current campaign?
Yeah, Sharn character, what's like celebrity, famous person, living or dead, or just, I guess, any, he doesn't say famous or celebrity. So I guess just
The
any
whole date
person.
is just practically worshiping them, like taking them out, giving them the best night, and just being
actually, I don't even think Alan will get.
Judi Dench.
You know, Alan was here for this. So Killian loves spaghetti off the floor, so he'd probably go on a date with JFK.
Make a joke that none of the audience is in on. Great job,
I
Logan.
had to. It's a, and honestly, if any of us explained it, it wouldn't make any sense. It'd probably be pretty dumb.
it probably wouldn't help the situation.
Yeah,
but you're like, what?
context does not make it
Yeah,
better.
it's
And
not
they're both
funny.
just marveling at and trying to figure out the origins of this food
Yeah.
from some mysterious Italy.
I was gonna say implying that JFK has no idea what Italy is.
So you're telling me
Yeah.
this city is vertical?
The city has
My
canals
God.
going through it.
Then Killian's like, "Yeah, I can't find it on the map, sir."
My God, little owl man, what is this strange stringy substance?
Oh my god.
My day be so fine. Bam. Spaghetti.
Coffee grounds, you say?
Oh God. Oh. Anyway, Donovan, who would be your famous person, date, living or dead?
Hold on a second.
Roman DiMedini. Roman DiMedeni's. Medeni's Grand
DiMedeni's.
Slam.
That's
Denny's Gram Slam.
Who would be your famous or just person, living or dead?
I got it.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be like a romantic date. It would be he would go he would take the famous Alan Menken out to dinner. He wrote the music for the musical Newsies.
I thought I recognized.
But also like Aladdin and the Little Mermaid and
Oh, okay.
Hercules and a bunch of other things.
Nice.
He put Christian Bale on the map.
I just had to write who wrote the music for Newsies.
What person? The entire cast of the Newsies.
You did a lot for the news, boys. Good job. I'm taking you all out for churros.
Roman would definitely be into mid-20s Winona Ryder.
Oh my
That's
god.
fair.
Like an alien? Oh, that was Sigourney Weaver. Never mind. I get Winona Ryder and Sigourney Weaver confused. Different people.
I feel like Oleg would actually go on a date with Percy from Critical Role.
Oh.
And I
purely-
feel like Oleg would go into that being like, yes, I like female vampires. That is my type. And
Yeah.
then, like, the moment he meets and starts talking to Percy, he's like, well, hold on a minute.
Hold on now.
And I also feel like he would be completely okay with finding out that that he was married. He would just be like, okay.
Cool.
Also, show me more guns. Because I feel like he would also just part
Not
of
that
the reason
gun.
why he'd be going on the
Not
on
that
the,
gun. Not that
all the
gun.
Not that good.
Yeah.
That
Unsheath
gun.
your gun. No,
No.
not that gun.
Not that gun.
I feel like the part of the reason why he'd want to go on date with Percy is partly because he invented guns.
Not
in his
Ripley?
world. No,
That's like a
No.
dangerous. Ooh.
no. I think Percy.
So this is gonna be a weird little tangent. So whenever I switched majors from music to English, I of course had no friends in the English department. And English majors are weird. Just generally. There's kind of a wide array of their personalities, but the one friend that I made in that first semester was very strange. At the time, though, Mindhunter was coming out, and I loved the first season, and so I was like, yo, have you seen the show? And she was like, yeah, it's great. We were talking about it. And then at some point in talking about, like, serial killer mythos and all this kind of, all the shows and books and everything, she had said that, she just like once would want to have sex with the serial killer. Just to, like, for the thrilling experience of it. And,
Oh, so not even to like say you done it. Like,
well, I mean, maybe that too.
there's an intrinsic motivation.
Yeah, there was something there, and I had to. Those
Just once, because everything in moderation, right?
Oh my
I
god.
can't get crazy here, but I just remember thinking, like, I try not to judge, whatever you're into, that's fine. But I was like, I don't know if I get it, but I think as I've gotten older, I maybe get it a little. Maybe just a little.
I don't get it.
Like a hot,
Yeah, I don't
sexy
think-
psychopath villain? Like, maybe.
I don't
What is it
listen.
with
I hang
you
out. I
and
hang out with
bad
Carson
people?
all the time, and I don't have to need. I don't need any of that.
Okay, everybody. After we go through this, who's your serial killer hall pass?
Can we not? I don't
Is
want to.
Emily
Carson
still
Chapel.
here?
No.
Does Emily have an opinion on that? I'm sure she would.
I don't know. She might.
I just
You don't
remember
have
in the
to- you
first
don't have
stream
to
that she was
answer.
here, I brought up Ed Gein, and that was the one time she popped into the chat to talk about Ed Gein.
Again, my favorite interior decorator.
I'm waiting. I'm looking at my phone. I'm waiting to see if she's paying attention.
Anyway, so Austin, either Cornelius or Alexander. I feel like it'd be hard to please someone who can, manipulate time and space and matter.
I'd say
mean,
for
that'd also be-
Cornelius.
That'd be
For
a cool date.
Cornelius,
She's working on it, by the way.
it's one of two people. It's one of two people. An actual date would probably be Billie Holiday,
True.
and kind of like a bro date would be Sinatra.
Bill
Because
Nye,
can you
the
imagine?
science guy.
Because can you imagine the kind of stuff that Sinatra did for fun at that point? Like, he's famous. He's got money.
Drugs.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's a jazz musician, for Christ's sake. He's got
Almost-
ties to the mafia. Like,
Almost.
can you
certainly
imagine
nothing
how
at
much
this point.
fun Cornelius would have hanging out with fucking Frank Sinatra?
Injecting heroin straight into his
Did he,
peel.
did he sing that one song that was basically like, the one line was like, "Coke is boring to me."
I think I know what you're talking about.
I don't. Hold on.
I don't get no kick
I get a
from
kick from
champagne.
Coke,
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Alcohol doesn't thrill me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there is a line about there's a line about cocaine in there. Yeah. I mean, hey, whatever, man.
But I didn't give thought to Alexander, actually. I was too
That's
busy thinking about who Cornelius was.
Carson, varying in all of his sort of like asexuality, who would he go on a date with, or like who would he be interested in spending like an evening with?
Eternal pre-murder.
Can I throw in a little thing here?
Yeah.
You remember how everyone, all of you, the party members, in the 4th column of Ithranel's ledger, the money column had 0 except for Varian.
Mm-hmm.
That was because I had put I put a number in that column because I was like, I'm sure Varian may have bought her a drink or two that one night they went out.
Yeah.
That's what that number, and it threw you guys for a fucking loop. That's all it was that
Oh,
one
what a
night.
troll.
Yep. Anyway.
Okay. So, I mean, perhaps this betrays my lack of knowledge over the harder sciences, but I feel like Albert Einstein comes to mind just because I feel like having a scientific knowledge of kind of quantum mechanics and how like time and energy in the universe works would aid in like developing and using magic to manipulate it.
Mm-hmm.
And also I think Varian, just as an academic, has like a deep respect for other people who Richie got his teeth fixed. Richie got his teeth fixed in prison.
She texted me that, and I was like, please put that in chat. That's really funny.
I didn't even know about Vera Renzi? Black Widow.
That's my girl.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna say Albert Einstein, but I don't know, maybe some of the other, or I feel like astronomy, maybe Galileo or Kepler or Copernicus. This would also be interesting.
Yeah. And at the very least, like, even if, like, you know, magic and science aren't necessarily, like, you know, they may post some ideas that you're like, well, yeah, obviously, and then you manipulate time and space in front of them. But maybe you learn some new ways of perceiving and thinking of things.
Yeah, I do think it'd be fun to have dinner with Harry Houdini and just be like, nope, magic is real. Like, look, fire.
It's like, watch me disappear from this tank of water, and like does it, and you're like, yeah, watch me do it. Dimension door.
Well, yeah, watch me turn invisible. Watch me change into. Watch me grow spines. I can do that.
Oh shit.
I had a thought.
Yes, sir.
For Alexander. From a primarily horny standpoint, Joe Manganiello.
Oh yeah.
Smart, nerdy, and buff. All checks. All checks for Alexander. Just boom, boom, boom.
I thought of one for Bob.
I was about to ask what Bob was.
Jimmy Buffett.
For Bob?
Yeah.
I'm deceased. I gotta go.
That's not.
I gotta get out of here.
That is nowhere close to what I expected.
Yeah, Jimmy Buffett for just like the absolute fanboy, and then the horny answer. Maybe
Jimmy could hold me.
Yeah. I feel like Bob would get like fucking trashed and just be like singing karaoke with Jimmy Buffett until the wee hours of the morning. But I don't know. For horny answer, maybe like Elvira. I feel like Bob could get down. Bob could get down with the vamp aesthetic.
The vamp.
I
can see that.
Man.
Yeah, but hard yes on Mr. Buffett, Mr. James Buffett,
Mr. James Buffett,
the owner of It'd just be like Land Shark singing Beer. karaoke. Fun fact.
I need
Incredible.
to.
If
If
you've ever
one of
drank
you guys could do me a
a Land
favor and
Shark.
clip Carson pointing
Saying
at
that.
and saying Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett.
That'd be great. Because it'll play over my audio, and I can't do that right now. Holy shit. I guess the last one, Travis. Morel, the elderly turtle man.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I remember this character, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought, Adolf, right?
Morel. Morel's not gonna date anybody.
Some
let's be
German
honest.
lass.
Morel loves German lass. Morel loves his family too much, and at this point is too much. I don't know. He cares too much about
He
his
doesn't
family.
have a single hall pass that he would
No,
want to
he
catch.
doesn't
Not
take care of
one.
anybody else but himself or his family.
Reba McEntire.
No.
That was more along the lines of what I thought Bob would say.
Yeah, Reba
Or
McEntire
Dolly
has a
Parton.
podcast
Yeah.
now.
Betty White.
Ooh, Betty White.
Oh, okay.
I like that you're like, nope, none for me. Okay, well.
Oh, Betty White.
Well,
Yeah.
She'll outlive my
Miss
character.
White.
She'll outlive Morel. So
Oh yeah, she is immortal. She's actually a vampire in Little
Morel, like
Barovia.
super ancient though.
Yeah, don't talk
Gonna be
about
Oh,
Or, Jamie Lee Curtis, you know?
Oh yeah.
all right. While you guys keep listing hall passes, I'm gonna go toilet cat real quick one final time.
Excuse me. Sorry. That was a little rude.
Well, like Stevie Nicks. Yeah. Who's
What are we talking about now?
Like, we're continuing on the hall pass.
Like in character or in real life? Because in real life, I would want nobody.
Good answer. Good answer.
My girlfriend's great.
What do you mean? The whole pass? Easy. I have like 5 billion things for myself, not for my characters.
The duality.
Travis contains a vast
Travis needs a
ocean of
passport.
horniness. Yeah.
That's where Louis is coming from. It's truly just like
Travis's
Don't spoil it,
Travis's
Travis. Don't
internal
spoil it.
horniness.
Save it for the stream, Travis. Save it for the stream.
Oh my goodness. My brain is barely working. I
won't drop names, but I did talk to a gentleman the other day who, in a state of heightened intoxication, insisted that he would saw his own leg off to meet Billie Eilish, and was unmoved by our proselytizing that, like, dog, she probably wouldn't ask you to do that.
Was this on Saturday?
No, this was last weekend. 2 weekends ago. He was quite vociferous in his in his proclamations.
Who? Who are you talking about?
Well, if you'd gone to see Gojira, then you would have been there.
Oh, okay. Then I can tell you who. Yeah. All right. I know who it is. Then.
I don't think you do. I don't think you. I didn't know.
I have a list.
Okay.
A list.
I know who went.
Yeah, but I just love the idea of like a fan meetup and Billie Eilish like poses for a photo and then directs the attendants over to the saw table. At which point they are responsible for removing their own limbs.
Wait, like she takes it?
Yeah,
She collects human limbs.
she's got to eat.
That's not. That's not.
I mean, she is the bad guy. She told
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
My lord.
Do you remember the part of that song where she said, "I will collect your limbs"?
Yeah, that was in the radio edit.
I like how it wasn't edited out; it was edited
Yeah,
in.
it was edited on the radio.
Good lord.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Any other questions for the Sharn Master
The master of the shard.
or other players, other characters?
Yeah, Alan, what bizarre bullshit do you have planned for next campaign? In what ways are you going to make us visibly upset?
Several, I imagine.
Love you, Daniel.
Should I say anything?
It's up to
Nah, save it. Save it.
you. Save it.
If I mean, I was gonna say if we had I told Logan in the beginning if we had enough people watching, we would tell someone would tell what class they were playing, but I don't think we have enough
we
of
hit
that.
10 very briefly.
I mean, we can if Logan wants us to. I don't care. We can roll for it.
I think Jacob just wants to talk about his character.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I want everyone to talk
That's what
about
it
their characters. I
sounds
want to
like.
start. I'm excited.
I have a question for Jacob.
Yeah, what's up?
What were the circumstances of Donovan's wife's death?
I wish I knew.
Okay.
I do know. Because of things we learned recently, it was not done by the Bormar clan. It was done by the Dask. Because it was kind of a Romeo and Juliet style situation where Donovan had come into town as kind of like a wanderer from the wastes, trying to go to Sharn to find a better life. Actually do something more with his life besides just survive. Joined up with the Bormar, even though it was definitely not a place for tieflings, but that was who accepted him. So he joined up with them, but he fell in love with someone from a rival gang, the Dask, and they were together for a while, had a kid, but after it was found out, someone in the Dask had her killed. Still don't know who, but can I ask that? That's a good question. Do you know that question? Do you know
I
the
actually
answer to
don't
that?
know that question. Because presumably it was a very long time ago, and that Dask person's either not in power or they have moved up.
Okay, but how did Donovan find? Did he find his wife? Was it a Lieutenant Crashmore situation?
I actually don't know like the circumstances of how that went down. But the fact that you referred to it as a Lieutenant Crashmore situation is deeply upsetting. God, I've had the worst day. I'm pissed. I'm fucking pissed.
My wife.
God, I'm pissed. No,
You fucking suck.
this sucks.
You're
Yeah.
dead.
No, I don't think it was like that at all. It was probably very like deeply sad.
Okay, there wasn't a slow motion shot of you dropping flowers.
No,
Okay.
I mean, maybe.
there probably was like a very like black and white grayscale shot of me at a funeral smoking a cigarette, even though it's out, or something like that. That seems more in character.
Alan, is there anything
Eh.
Gillian had to do in the war that that haunts him?
God. Oh God.
Oh
Oh
no.
my god.
I'm needling.
Oh, I have a
Needling.
follow-up question to this.
I mean, I could.
Or do you probably don't have anything planned? You just make something up, right?
Yeah, I could just say something. Do you want me to just say something?
Yes.
I haven't written anything down. Okay. So Killian, I mentioned it before when I introduced his character, I think. But he was in a special unit, kind of like a paratrooper, like drop in from behind enemy lines, and his main focus was to like take out the equivalent of like artillery or long distance. So it'd be like spellcasters, you know, from behind the front line. And in that kind of situation, it can, you know, a lot of things can happen very quickly. And I think his biggest regret was an accidental case of friendly fire.
Ooh.
Just like trying to be quick and efficient, and then, you know, it's even the most seasoned, you know, professionals can make mistakes in, you know, such stressful situations. So
Oof.
what was the follow-up?
Oh, I was gonna ask if there's several different player characters that were part of the last war, like Julian, Killian, and Spike. I was wondering if, I doubt Logan could know this or make this up, but did any of them interact at all during the last war?
If they did, probably not too closely. I think both Spike and Killian were both on the Breland side of things. But, you know, there were many sides and people were spread out everywhere. So, you know, there's a chance. Definitely.
And I kind of wrote in my background thing that I didn't know Spike, but like I knew of him just because like he was, you know, he was pretty good in the field, so I feel like his kind of reputation would have carried throughout the war. And so
And
yeah.
then also,
I will say-
after the war, probably like you hear about another veteran or something, and you kind of like make a note.
I will say I think that I love Donovan a lot, but I also think that Julian is like one of my favorite characters I've created, just as like a side thing.
Because he was just
I think that-
wholesome, good guy.
A wholesome good guy racked with like a very horrible power that he didn't really understand fully. Literally like a cleric of like some kind of god of bloodshed that he was not fully like aware of all the ramifications of. But I love his character.
Yeah. And respond to Jeremy. Yeah, I know. Xavier's celebrating his birthday.
Xavier is
elsewhere.
in his Discord. I don't want to dox Xavier right now, but he's in his Discord chat by himself right now. So
Ooh, I'm gonna go. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna bother him.
yeah, it's his birthday. Leave him
His
alone.
birthday.
He can do whatever he wants.
I also probably had some questions about Dr. Zero Jr., but I just want to make a note that how Dr. Zero Senior would have celebrated, knowing that his sister almost died at the Aurora Gallery.
Celebrated.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then he finds out she survived, and
He's like, nah.
Damn it!
He hears news of like there was a massacre at the Aurora Gallery, and he knows his sister because they all live in the same house still for some
Yeah.
reason. Like, yes, and the survivors include no.
Son of a bitch!
son of a bitch.
Yeah, and there's also I remember there was the bit of a lore drop that one time that Xavier said in reference to Dr. Zero Jr. He was like, I don't know what he does in his spare time. And then it just started reeling of like, yeah, he's a performer in a club. He sings.
was
He has a little
great.
backup band. Like, he'd be grateful the opportunity wasn't taken from him. He would revive his sister just to deliver the killing blow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man. It'd be fun to do a little Dr. Zero Jr. thing. I also the haunting image of a closet full of failed Dr. Zero Juniors
Oh
That's
god.
terrifying.
sounds haunts me. I hate that.
Yeah,
Semi-conscious.
Yeah.
yeah. I had forgotten about the bit with the salt water and the jug until I watched the clip compilation. What a truly demented and hilarious move.
That was great.
Yeah, and then fucking Roman just shape watering it back into his gullet. Oh,
So he remembers.
so he
Maybe that's what we'll play on the outro.
Oh,
Jeremy
God.
wasn't here for it, I don't think.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
I think I remember like I wasn't going for damage. I was just going for a stun.
Effect. Yeah.
Yeah, you were
And what
trying to
is
send
more
a message.
startling?
Well, it
Nothing.
works. Jesus. Oh,
We have fun here.
we do have fun.
We like
here.
to have fun here.
Yeah, and for all these, there are a couple things we've referenced, like the incoming Delkir, a heist at Moorgrave, whatever's going on with Dr. Zero Jr., and I have a billion other one-shot ideas jotted down that we still need to do. Taking down the Boromar clan with Wendelin and Donovan. There was Spike taking down that weird goblin artificer who's turning Warforged into weapons. Lots of stuff that we still want to explore some more. And that'll probably be similar to the Sharn Nights New Hires short arc. We'll probably do something similar. So maybe not necessarily one shot, but just a little short story to tie up those loose ends.
Yeah.
And have some fun along the way.
Can I put on a deep cut?
Sure.
A deep cut?
A deep cut?
I really want to bring back my character from Jacob's birthday one shot.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, when Rachel was here and played the little robot with one wheel
Yeah.
rolling around.
Rachel was ahead
Yes,
of the curve
for
in
Yeah.
campaign 3.
Fucking fresh cut grass.
Yeah.
Let's go,
God.
Rachel.
And Rachel,
oh.
you'll be hearing from our lawyer.
So I think I label those things based on what character Alan played, and I was like, what character did Alan play? The goddamn
fishman.
fish lifeguard. That fucking
I liked my cyborg minotaur artificer.
Yeah.
That was fun. Do you have the VOD of that?
I'm sure I do.
Please tell me you do. I forget all these characters the instant I
Yeah,
delete them out of
Like,
D&D
I
Beyond.
don't even remember what Travis made.
Travis was the wild magic barbarian.
Oh, that was so much
Yeah.
fun. I love Wild Magic Barbarian so much.
Who
I
did
don't
you
remember the
play?
personality of the character at all. But
Yeah, I don't either. Who'd you play, Jake?
No, it was. I did. I was an illusion wizard, a shifter illusion wizard.
And then Xavier was like some goth punk kid.
Xavier was a changeling or something like that.
Maybe. I remember Xavier played a changeling in the one shot we did where I played the Eloquence Bard.
I think Xavier did like some kind of shapeshifter thing.
Austin, were you in that?
No.
Okay.
I
think I was.
remember on
I think I had something going on that day. I definitely remember like popping in to watch it like once or twice, but I didn't really. I wasn't there though.
I don't think I saved that VOD.
Oh,
Hey, it was ass anyway. It's
long.
okay.
I
Ages.
loved that session. I had so much fun.
It was very dumb fun, but I remember feeling like, wow, we did not accomplish whatever we were trying to do.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think I've ever played a one shot where things went quote unquote according
According
to
to
plan.
plan.
The Christmas one shot truly was one of the best.
Oh
yeah.
my
That's
god!
one shot.
yes.
I
wouldn't
know,
say it went off the rails. It never got on. The
It was
rails.
never.
I will say, Logan, if you ever want someone to not, if you ever don't want to DM one of these mini one shots we have planned, I would love to take a spin
no,
on
I've
one of
definitely thought about that. For the Squint one shot, Austin, I may ask you to sort of play the Danny Ocean, the Squinch of the group, and then we all play your heist minions. off the chain. And also, yeah, that fucking soccer project match where Varian was an athlete for once.
Truly.
Yeah, I turned into a
mentally
shifter
pushed that
to
man.
give myself a chance
Yeah.
with alter self.
Whatever the main jock guy, I pushed him down with my mind, and I was like, "Come back, come back next week, punk."
Or how
That
what,
was
the
fun.
fucking the what was it? I think it was the mouse guy, the really quiet one,
Yeah.
who's just like, mhm.
Yeah.
And then like I fucking like hypnotized him, and then he was just like, he was trying to tell everyone that we were cheating, and no
Yeah,
one would
they
listen to him because he was like so quiet. And he's like, I think they're cheating.
And there was that one dog person that was just super happy to be there.
Yeah.
They were on our team.
Yeah. Oh, so
Wow.
much fun.
Ooh, that's who Wendolyn would go out with. Bear.
Bear. That tracks.
Yeah.
They just play sports the whole time.
Does Wendolyn respect Donovan more now that he reached out to her and trusted in her to not be a bad person? Does that mean a lot to Wendolyn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's a good question. Would Wendolyn hang out with everyone after this is all over?
I think she's kind of just in a state of like a bit of regret and embarrassment. So like just kind of maybe easing into it. But might not hang out as much. Not because of you guys, but just how she feels she like, you know, played a part in like, you know, almost getting everybody killed.
Just small things in life, yeah.
I would invite Wendolyn over for like a drink, and we'd talk about it, and then we'd plot the destruction of the Boromar clan
Yeah,
together.
because like Wendolyn sort of took the blame to maintain the organization in Sharn and got kicked out. So now she's kind of like a misfit along with many of the rest of you.
I would let Wendolyn stay with me until she gets on her feet.
Wendolyn
It's a crowd.
Wendolyn-
Because you said that you would work, you and Cornelius would join up, and then we would run.
Yeah, no,
our
Wendolyn
office out
can
of
get
your
on that
house.
too. The three of us, we can form our own little.
And then
Oh my god,
Wendolyn-
what's the name of our investigative agency? We have to think of something for that.
Wendolyn can start teaching Donovan's daughter how to be a monk.
Ooh.
Drop out of
teaching
school,
your
be a
hand-to-hand
monk.
combat
Wendolyn can date my daughter instead.
How old is Wendolyn?
I don't know.
I think
That is an important question to be asked.
I think
It's all right. We'll worry about it.
She was
No, she's in her 20s.
Yeah, like mid-20s.
That's fine.
Did I write that down?
So
I'm upset that the campaign has ended and I never got the say less emote.
it's still available. And
I mean,
actually,
I deserve it.
that's true. That brings up a good point. Is I need some more emote ideas.
For like next campaign.
Just in general, because I have some bit slots that need filling with some emotes.
May I suggest Louie?
Louie.
Louie.
It will surely be said a lot.
Oh yeah.
No, I like whenever we finalize Casimir's design or whatever, I want it just to be him like face palming.
Yeah. Casimir is fully. You know how most characters, you start with an idea and then they grow and evolve. Casimir is fully gonna be Flanderized. He's just gonna turn into like Louie.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
little git.
I'm excited for the stuff for yours to be finalized too, Carson. Because God, I'm really excited about the concept art. It's really good.
It is
For
really
everybody.
good. Hopefully everybody's enjoying it.
Hell yeah.
I-
Have you posted the stuff yet?
Yeah,
I did post the stuff. I also sent the all the feedback that everybody gave me to the artist. So, and I updated the Google Docs with any pictures that people sent me.
Did you post it in the Sharn Nights General?
no,
I
the
sent
Frost
it-
Maiden one.
Frost Maiden one,
Oh.
to make sure that's not blatantly out there.
Oh. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Any final questions, comments, concerns, shoutouts to the universe about Sharn Nights? Oh, Super Meat Boy.
it's kind of sad. It's over, you know.
It is over. But
We've
we're starting
spent
to
like
end it.
almost like a year and a half on this.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I don't know. It kind of feels like a end of a book series
Yeah.
where you're like, okay, this is nice. It ended.
And then we can still go back and do some like little stories here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
True,
could.
true,
I'm sure.
true.
Yeah. We finished the series, and now we can do little short stories.
Yeah, like
George
like the
R. R.
Cursed
Martin.
Child in Harry Potter.
George R. R.
No,
Martin
not
in
like
the
that.
full and complete series.
Yeah,
maybe
and then
let's not reference Harry Potter as
maybe
an
Logan can
example
go in
of
and say
good
that like Sharn had no bathrooms.
story. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Varian actually never peed or pooped this entire campaign. He
Yeah.
just prestidigitated it away and transported it to
Into
another
Wendling.
demiplane right into the face of somebody.
Yeah.
Also,
He just sent it to
let's
Wendling's ass.
while we're at it, let's invalidate a people group that's already marginalized. Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah.
It'd be super cool. And what if I
Fuck
got
you,
really mad
J.K.
at those
Rowling. You
fucking,
suck.
Yeah. Iago de Galanda was gay.
It's funny you mention that because he sort of appears as an NPC in one of my new adventures, and I did make him gay.
Hell yeah.
Wow, Logan, way to kill a gay character.
Yeah, why would you?
Yeah.
You're
He doesn't
a
die in the-
bad
he doesn't
person.
die in the
Fridge
one
the
shot.
gays. Fridge in the gays. Mm.
I bet there's not even a
Classic.
single black person in your whole campaign.
Definitely.
That's not true.
Not a single.
Carson talked about it that Varian is a more dark skinned
So was
person, right?
Wendling.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, fuck you guys.
It was just
so
a
is
joke.
Eva,
Yeah.
the woman that
Get
Cordelia
out here,
crushes
Travis.
on, but is never confident enough to
It was
talk
a,
to.
it was a joke about Harry Potter. It was a
Yeah,
joke.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's just dope.
Yeah.
Freaking Jeremy's been here since the beginning. Shouts out to Nobushi Noel.
Shout out to Nobushi Noe.
And also one shots till. Yeah, so we have a couple one shots in the chamber. But basically, once we kind of reach a good point with those, we'll be starting some Icewind Dale, and we've got to come up with a different campaign name so that way we can differentiate it a little bit, make it our own.
Dale
Ooh,
days.
A campaign.
Icewind Dale?
Well, I don't want to just say Rime of the Frost Maiden because that's just the name of the book in the campaign.
I don't know. It feels-
Icewind Pals.
The Frosty
Jesus
Lads.
Christ.
The Frosty Lands.
Frosty Boys.
Frosty
Fast
Boys.
Times in Icewind Dale.
Fast-
Frost Guys.
Frost Times.
Frost guys.
How about like getting those frosty tips?
Frosty. Yeah, Frosty Tips.
Louis.
No
way.
The
That's a
Dale
dumb
after
idea.
tomorrow.
That's the new thing. It's not
The Dale
it's
after tomorrow?
Louis.
That's actually good.
The Dale.
The
after-
Dale
Holy
after
shit,
tomorrow.
Alan.
Yeah. Good job. Not a shit post by
Alan.
Alan. That's
Not a
surprising.
shit post by Alan.
Wow, this never happens. Yeah.
I'll come up with another one in like a year.
Frosty salad and scrambled eggs.
Every year, Alan comes up with one good joke, and he
One
puts
good
it out there, and then he's like, "I must
Yeah.
hibernate."
Yeah.
I
I
must
recall-
hibernate and recharge my joke.
We all come
joke
together and
jams.
dance around our maypole and celebrate.
I return back to my shitpost cave.
Oh well, if there are no other final questions.
Dale's a future past.
No, I'm. Yeah, I think we're good, but maybe some people that are not us will also be in the one shots. Who knows?
Hey,
We'll mix it up a little bit.
Just like the Call of
Hey.
Cthulhu one shot that went exceptionally well.
Also, if you like watching us, go watch Shadows Over Drift Chapel. They're also very
Yeah.
cool.
Next Friday
Yeah.
new session, and we had
Absolutely.
such a good set. All right, I don't think you guys know this. The makers of Shadows Over Drift Chapel are Absolute Tabletop. Absolute Tabletop is comprised of several people who play in the Provokers campaign on YouTube, DM'd by Matt Click.
He's
I-
watched a couple of our things.
Yeah,
for,
he
right?
tuned in and like gave me a follow, and it was very nice. But for some reason, my tweet about that's every stream. For some reason, my Shadows Over Drift Chapel last week got a lot more notice than it usually does. Absolute Tabletop retweeted it, Matt Click retweeted it, and a few other of his players.
Oh?
And I've said this before, probably. Matt was like the first DM I ever watched in his Provokers campaign. You know, I started DMing in 3.5. I had no idea what I was doing, and I was like, how do you DM? Into YouTube, and I watched Matt's videos. Even my internet name, NeverSayDice, is inspiration from his name, which is A Fistful of Dice, because his favorite movie is A Fistful of Dollars. Spaghetti Western movie.
And yours is Goonies.
And mine is Goonies, Never Say Die, Never Say Die. So it's all from him. And he tuned into the stream and said, hey, what's up? Looking good. And one of his players, Tim from Tabletop Terrors, tuned into the stream and hung out for like the last little bit and talked about how good the stream was, how good the layout was, all sorts of stuff. And I screamed and I didn't know what to do with myself. So it was unbelievable. Truly unbelievable stuff. So yes, tuned into my Shadows Over Drift Chapel campaign. It was a good session last one. The makers tuned in and said it was good, that we were doing good. So tune in. It's good.
Yeah, it has been very fun to watch. I've popped in from time to time,
and the sessions are only like 2.5 hours long. So
they're exceptionally better than ours.
Incredible. LOL. Hilarious.
So yeah, student shows over Joe Chapel next Friday. I do video game streams during the day, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Just have some coffee and sit and play some games. And this Friday I might try doing something because of filling in the gap between Shadows over Drift Chapel weeks. And depending on how much I can accomplish with Carson, there might be a one-shot next week, or it might just be a nice little week off. We'll see. But
yeah.
To keep in tune with stuff, what is it that Rhett and Link say? Click that bell, whatever it is.
Watch our shit.
Yeah,
subscribe.
Follow, turn on notifications
Give Logan
so you
your
know
money.
when I go live. I'm trying out all sorts of new fun
money.
stuff.
Give Logan
Tyler-
your money.
Yeah, give Logan money. Money, please. Money him.
If Tyler 1 gets 6 million followers, then we'll do a drunk stream. You know.
Actually, I literally. Never mind. I'm not gonna say
Yeah?
that. No.
Yeah.
It was funny
And
the
then what?
degree to which the clips revolved around alcohol.
Yeah, just the fucking just double fisting, and then
Yeah.
Carson's like,
Speaking of, I do have some great players. Shadows over Drift Chapel. They're freaking amazing. Here, they're fine.
that's fair.
I'm just kidding, you guys. But
I don't watch our show, so I wouldn't know if either Shadows Over Drift or our show is good.
that's fair. But I think that's about it. All the normal stuff, but thank you everyone for your support all the time. And I hope you keep tuning in for the next batch of one-shots and story arcs and fun new streams. And before completely ending the stream, I'm going to play our compilation one more time so people who have tuned in at the very end can give it a good look-see. Hopefully, Nobushi Nueve, you will think it's funny as much as we do because you've been here for a lot of these things. But thank you, everyone. Thank you to my 11 players for the final After Dark.
Ugh.
Ugh. I think Travis was there for like one, maybe? Crazy.
If that, man.
I don't actually know if was Travis ever
I
there
was,
for an
I
episode?
was.
I remember
I was
asking
there.
Morel questions.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yes,
You asked
Bobby.
me Oleg questions
Bobby
at one
needs a
point
win.
as well.
Where are our Sharn Nights stats? How many? Who was in the most After Darks?
God, I don't fucking know. All
Probably
of those
you.
VODs will
Probably
be
you.
public
It's either me or
eventually.
Carson.
Probably. All
Probably
those
both of
VODs will be
you.
public soon enough, so we'll be able to find out. But everyone, have a lovely night, and I hope to see you later this week for video game streams, and next week for Shadows Over Chapel and One Shot. So, thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night.
Bye bye.
Sharn. All right.
Sad face.
Oh, I got a bad idea.